Hey guys, welcome back to Banter Bets and BPL, a full podcast, a full crew of we got hosts, we got a guest, we got the usuals. Not quite a full game week, but we were in generally had a decent week. Couple of us had a down week, a couple of us right in the middle, but we're bringing on the big guns. As we said, we're going all out to finish this season on a positive. We got some work to do, but we're bringing in another Chelsea fan. Chelsea fans, for as little as they know, they somehow seem to do good on the betting on this podcast. Chris Pike, welcome back, buddy. It's been a while. How's your fantasy team doing? How's your Chelsea team doing? We're going to talk about that. Thanks for coming back on, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me. My fantasy team is being consistent, and same with Chelsea. So there's some similarities there.
There we go. Brother Keegs, you yourself had a typical Brother Keegs week, plus 1125. There's nothing to write home about, but this is your solid guy. He's going to work. He's earning a paycheck, comes home at the end of the week with a little bit of cash in his pocket, puts food on the table for his family. That's a reliable man right there. Plus 64, 66 on the season.
Yeah, that's just how it seems. Just the bare minimum to squeak by and finish positive. So that's what.
Coach Cam, if Keegan's the hardworking guy, meat and potatoes guy, Coach Cam's a bit of a volatile. Some weeks he's bringing home steak for the family. Some weeks he's bringing home scraps out of the garbage can for his family. Cam, this is one of the scraps weeks.
Yeah, it's funny. Whenever I leave my house, I tell my children that we're either eating garbage or we're having steaks. And today they're having the scraps. They're having the leftover chicken bones and they're gnawing on them.
Hobo stew.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I lost every bet, and then I was stupid enough to put like that extra Everton bet because I thought like if I bet 15 on Everton and they won, I'd make 34, which would make up, or no, 39, which would bring me +4. So I tried to do that tactic, and I don't know why I did, because right when I sent that message, like my finger hit the send button, I instantly regretted it. I didn't even shut my phone off. It was just stupid. But yeah.
Last but not least, well, actually last and least, we got Sandy. If Cam's kids are having hobo soup, Sandy's kids are so malnourished. They've been put up in an orphanage and have been dining off that while Sandy's out on the streets lately. Sandy, we swung for it. It is that getting close to the end of the season where we got to make it up. But you swing for the fences. Sometimes you strike out, and negative 100 week.
Yeah, I lost my house a long time ago. We're a little too far into debt right now, hanging out on the streets.
Car's repossessed. Car's got a boot on one of the tires.
I'm just walking to the back alley.
Parking ticket.
I'm just walking to the back alley. It's my shopping cart, trying to scrounge up a few beer cans.
He's the beer canner.
Yeah.
Bike got stolen.
Couple of garbage can. No, I got the bike still. I got a whole huge basket on the back for my can of beer cans. My garbage can beer cans. Yeah, it was a pathetic showing for me. It wasn't even interesting bets, just two big bets that were just fucking stupid, and then I lose them both. So I have nothing to say for myself. It's embarrassing.
Do you have anything to say to Lewis Dunk, who, he had your Brighton up, and then he got sent off? Were you?
That's true. That was
sending him a Christmas card.
That was a tough situation there. I'm not going to fault him. There's a little bit of a Sophie's choice there. I don't know. We may talk about that. It's a tough call. I kind of like the play, just fouling him there and then saying Wolves isn't going to score on us. I'll take the red, but didn't work out obviously, and it's the way she goes.
All righty, gentlemen. So we got ourselves, after a long extended week where there's basically bets every single day. Fantasy. We had a triple game week, a long one. We're back on a relatively normal schedule. We do got a Chelsea-Leicester game that's a little bit later in the week, next Tuesday, so we'll get into that one. That's a big one, and all of a sudden shaping up to be a bit more of a tighter top four race than maybe Chris would have expected and anticipated. We'll get into talking about, most of these teams, these games, you're kind of whittling down, looking forward to the summer, looking forward to next season. So I'll have some predictions for next season. And I guess we kind of buried the lead because it is getting a little routine, but Manchester City are crowned Premier League champions. So Coach Cam will get out the Coach Cam pride scale, see if he's prouder of them for winning the title or for backing out of the European Super League. So the Coach Cam pride scale, it's got a lot of numbers on it. He's pretty high up already, but we'll see what happens with that. So We don't have the song this week. We're workshopping it. Might need to get, I don't know, Keegan on the banjos to make it a little bit our own. So put together the BBB band.
Do a little acapella.
Yeah.
I know how to play the ukulele in grade 8. You can use that.
Cam's on
The
ukulele.
recorder.
I had my recorder last year in 2 years ago in teachers college. Played hot cross buns. Pike, are you bringing in anything to the instrument party? Maybe the triangle? Oh, we lost Pike's audio. Unless he's mouthing words, in which case that was really believable. But we lost you for audio there, Chris.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay. Yeah, I played the trumpet all 4 years in high school, so I got a lot of experience.
Oh, geez.
All
Okay.
4 years. Okay. So we're gonna have to find a trumpet song. Keeks, you got anything?
Grade 9, I played the drums. My Christmas concert, sheet music fell off of my stand and the whole thing went up in flames.
Who's the drummer?
Tomatoes are flying at Keegan. Parents are mad.
Sandy, what about you? You have any instrument you can play?
Play the rusty trombone from time to time. But just kidding. I have no idea what that means, but I'm pretty sure it's a sick figure of speech.
I think it is too. I have no idea what that means either, but we'll leave that one for the listeners to figure out on their own. All right. Anyways, pretend you're hearing us 5 play instruments to the tune of Fire by Kasabian, which is a fire song in itself. But here we go. Let's get into it. Tomorrow, as my Bet365 page loads, guess I didn't have that right. Oh, there we go. Tomorrow, and there we go. Manchester City. You know, I thought maybe they were going to actually have to earn it themselves. Pike and I were in a big argument this week whether United I think they could have at least managed the rest a little better so they had a better shot in both games. They ended up losing both anyway, which kind of sucked. But, I mean, the result is City win the title on the sofa. And another title, 3 of the past 4, 8 of the past 12 domestic trophies have gone to Manchester City. Coach Cam, why don't you give us a little acceptance speech on behalf of Manchester City? Maybe bust out the pride scale. The floor's yours.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I just want to start by saying what a great job the team has done. They had a shaky game against Chelsea, I thought. I believe that they kind of threw that away. But, yeah, they put themselves in a great position since the 5th game week. They made some great signings. I have to shout out for sure Ruben Diaz, obviously. I was watching Gary Neville and Jimmy talking about who they think is going to win the Player of the Year, Keegan, and I think $50 is going to come my way because they both unanimously said Ruben Diaz. So
yeah, well, you see what else Gary Neville and the boys were saying? It didn't really sound like they knew what they were talking about.
Yeah, that is true. They also, I don't know. I
agree, Cam. Yeah. The Player of the Year thing probably will be Diaz.
So that's going to be great. But yeah, in terms of the pride scale, they've won the league obviously very recently, 2 seasons ago, and then won it back to back. So yeah, I don't know. It just seems like another season for Man City, to be honest. The pride's probably higher than them winning the semifinal and knocking out PSG, which is they're both a little bit higher than them dropping out of the European Super League, but topping both those would be winning the Champions League final. Obviously, that's probably like the max. That'd probably be the very max. And then in terms of the pride scale, the very low was Sergio Aguero never playing and trying to chip it down the middle.
What did you think about that penalty?
That wasn't the best. We had this conversation about Lookman. I don't know if you guys remember. Lookman did that.
Oh, we remember.
Oh, we remember those idiotic moments, of course. Yeah, I actually was going to text you guys and say I think Aguero should jump in the stupid 11, but I thought that was a little rash because I was just upset. But yeah, other than those small moments, I've been very impressed, especially since they didn't have the typical City start to the season. They've done well. They've perhaps rotated really well. He's brought up players like Phil Foden into a world-class player this season, which is great. He's rotating without a true number 9 up front, which is awesome. And yeah, nothing but love for the boys. They just have one more meaningful game left, one more trophy to bring home for the treble.
You mentioned no number 9. Do they need one for next season, or do you think they just roll with maybe Jesus and basically playing Sterling, Foden, Bernardo, Mahrez, whoever at false 9? Torres?
The way that City's playing now has been great, but I think that if they continue to play like this, it could get into that Jurgen Klopp that Keegan was mentioning, the fact that it could get repetitive and some teams could start to figure out a way to abuse the fact that Manchester City don't have a number 9, a true number 9. There's also been moments in game where balls will be pung across the 6-yard box from De Bruyne up from the fullbacks, and then no striker, it would be there. So I think they do need a number 9. I don't know who it's going to be. I have no idea. But I don't like Gabriel Jesus. We all know that. So hopefully they can find a striker.
There you go. Yeah, Pike, I think all but ready to admit defeat. And I did think the City 11 moving forward, they were eventually going to bring a striker back in, but it's not going to happen now. They're not going to play one in the Champions League final. So there you go. Do you think they do you think they make a big striker signing this summer? Or do you think they kind of stick with what they've got this season?
I think they have to make a big signing. I think, like Cam was saying, it's going to be like Liverpool, where it's the same sort of system, same sort of philosophies every game. So they need a plan B, whether that's a world class striker like Haaland, or whether it's just a decent rotation guy that's better than Jesus. But I think they definitely need a decent striker for sure.
Mm-hmm. I do think if they go all out, they'll go get one. I think if they're not getting a big one, I think they do just stick with Jesus and basically be like, Jesus, you can play like a few league games here and there, but probably the big ones will have a false 9 formation.
Yeah, it's true. I think we don't rate Jesus too highly, but
we don't. But
I think Pep might rate him a bit higher than us.
I think he can do a job as if you don't need a striker that's playing every game. I think he can be like a guy that comes in every now and then and probably scores because he's getting 5 chances a game, getting the passes.
Yeah, we also are pretty critical on Jesus. Well, I know I am, because of how well Sergio Aguero has done for the club, in previous seasons. So
penalties aside.
Penalties aside. I sometimes find myself comparing him to, Aguero would have been in that position, or he could have made that decision or scored that. So, and it's not really fair to Jesus in that sense.
No.
But, yeah. So
there
I'll give him a tiny sprinkle of love, but other than that, I don't like him that much, and I think that they need to replace him. Even getting a striker like Calvert-Lewin or something like that, I think that could work. But we'll see.
On the Newcastle side of things, not much to report, and I don't know, Newcastle, I think no news is good news. As we said, they've ended up mid-table team after being I think they were favorites for relegation on the odds, at least at one point, Keegs. We jumped on it at the right time. So good for Newcastle. Solid season in the end. They have a chance here, Keegan? 10.0 at home? What do you think?
Anything can happen, but probably just ignore that this game exists and go from there.
I would have liked for Manchester United to actually win, and so this game was actually a little bit of pressure for City. I think Newcastle have been playing well. Maybe something could have happened, but now it's pretty much a nothing. And I'm just hoping Ake plays for my fantasy team is basically the only thing I care about this game. Probably won't have a bet on it. Next morning, we got Burnley Leeds early morning. I swear Leeds is always 4:30 a.m. on a Saturday. I remember they played Man City and beat them. They beat Spurs at 4:30 on a Saturday last time. They're always in that slot, and they always make me get up for it because I do love watching them. But on the other side of things, Burnley, Wood has turned into maybe the best striker in the league the past month or so. I know we got a few Chris Wood fans on this podcast, myself included. Pike's a big Wood guy, Keegs. But Sandy, you've one of the last guys to remain on Burnley Island after their slow start to the season. Even I jumped off, wasn't proud of it. I'm begging to get let back on now. So, you want to give Burnley some love here, Sandy, for what's turned out to be another solid Sean Dyche season, mid-table, no relegation trouble. He just keeps on defying the odds a little bit here.
I don't really want to give him too much love because I was off. I think I was off Burnley. I was off Burnley Island. I sold my shares right before the spike. So it's a little bit unfortunate. I'm not sure I really reaped the rewards of Burnley's nice little run here. I was really on it a long time. Fuck, what's that? But yeah, I'm happy that Burnley will safely staying up in the Prem. I know some people are definitely, some Burnley haters are definitely hoping every year they go down. Marco comes to mind.
Marco's a Burnley hater.
Some people just despise the fact that Burnley can stay in the Prem, but it's good to see that they keep grinding out results and keep, not even really close to relegation this year. So I'm happy for Burnley.
Yeah. What I love about Burnley too is I don't love it, but I find it kind of cool that like they make the same subs every single game at the exact same time. It's Vidra getting subbed off for Rodriguez in the 60th minute. And like, that's pretty much it. Like maybe a defensive sub late, but it's just, we're just going to name the same 11, same subs, make this one same sub at the same time, no matter what. And that's basically what they do. And it just kind of works for them.
Yeah, I love seeing Burnley. Sorry, I just kind of jumping in, but I love seeing Burnley stay up too, because as much as sometimes they are boring to watch, they just to me at least, play 4-4-2, like traditional. If you aren't a soccer fan, soccer, like 4-4-2, big strikers. Just I don't know. Yeah. I just think it's nice to have like a traditional team like that still in.
I think Wood is so good because no one's used to playing strikers like him anymore, and playing against Lindelof. Lindelof poops his pants every time you have to play him. Lindelof cannot deal with Wood. And I don't think he's alone. I just notice it most maybe because it's Man United, but he has no idea how to deal with that. He's soft. And Wood just smells fear. He's kind of like Antonio. Those are two guys that smell fear and smell weakness in the opposing defense.
Yeah, I think especially nowadays, I think center backs are a lot softer than back in the old-fashioned 4-4.
I like how you got brought up, Chris, as a hard-nosed center back, taking no prisoners. You can teach Lindelof a toughness lesson, I think.
Yeah, no kidding.
But no, I do agree, Pike. I do agree.
Especially the European ones. We just got to throw that out there.
Yeah, I got to throw that out there too.
A while ago. Not going to back down from that take. Not the Europeans, I guess I don't know, non-British Europeans.
Yeah.
or Eastern Europeans, Central Europeans.
Yeah, for sure.
Lindelof, Swedes are too nice. Lindelof's just too nice of a guy, probably. All right, moving on. Go ahead.
Not really your typical Swede. You think of
no.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you think of a big Viking.
Yeah,
he's kind of little, looks like a rat. He's like a little rat Swede. He's a fake one.
Like the run of the litter. That's what he is.
Yeah, he is. Southampton, Fulham, another pretty meaningless game. Southampton, they're such an unpredictable team. You know what? Actually, what happened this week, Keegs, was Ings came back, and you remember at the start of the season, Danny Ings to score 10 or less was like 17-1. I did have a tenner on that, and he was sitting at 10 goals because he was injured for the longest time, but he got over it this week, so that one didn't pay out. But there's just such an up and down team. If I had to say, Keegan, do you pick Southampton next year to get relegated or finish in the top 6? No in between. They're going one way or the other. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to say relegated at this point. I mean, I'm sure if you asked me this question at the end of last season, I would have said top 6. But like, just the way the season's going, like I have a soft spot for Southampton, soft spot for Danny Ings, but I really just don't see how. I don't see where it's coming from. I mean, looking at expectations, yeah, they're like. They deserve to be where they are, kind of in that area there, near the bottom. And I mean, you take out Ings, who's inconsistent with injuries, and then you got who's scoring your goals, Che Adams. I know Sandy's a big fan, but I mean,
he gets a goal every couple months, and Sandy pipes up in the group chat.
Hey, back up the score sheet this week.
He's inconsistent at best. Inconsistent at best in front of goal, and then you take him out, and then I mean, like. You got him, and then you got Ward Prowse, who's probably the best set piece taker in the league. But I mean, he's got 8 goals. Only one of them's from open play. A couple penalties, couple free kicks, and then I don't know what else you got on their team that's really
Armstrong.
Yeah, Will Ferry waiting for his breakthrough.
I actually don't mind Armstrong as a player. I thought Walcott had a good start to the season, but yeah, no, I agree, Keegan. There's not much meat to pick off the bone there.
Yeah, and then I think.
Sorry, Keeks, go ahead.
Well, just my last point's kind of about the coach. Kind of, I don't know. Seems like been figured out a little bit. Kind of has that German pressing style of play.
Good press.
Yeah, and so I mean, there's going to be questions as to whether or not he's even going to be their coach next season. So
yeah, a little bit of uncertainty with him. I agree. I think that's a fair prediction, Keegs. Pike, I know you're a big Ward-Prowse fan. Would you say top 6 or relegated for them next year? No in between.
Yeah, I have to agree with Keegan. I think it's relegation. I think, yeah, the lack of depth. Their fucking center backs are horrendous, I think, in my opinion.
Pike's just destroying all the center backs.
Every center back,
soft?
no center back.
No, these guys aren't soft. These guys are not soft. Get that straight.
Yeah,
they're tough dudes, but they got lots of mistakes in them.
Yeah.
And I just think, a lot of these guys had like good seasons. Like Ward-Prowse had the best season yet so far. I mean, yeah, that's the only guy that's had the best season. But I just want to throw that out there. But no, I think they lack depth, and I just think they're just so inconsistent that there's no way these guys are being the top 6. So
they also played Jack Stevens at left back. So
that's weird
right now.
That's hurt.
As if their back line wasn't slow enough already. Now they've got another big center back playing left back.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that they play a stubbornly suicidally high line.
Yeah,
so, I mean, I don't think their center backs are in bad positions. They just find themselves in a foot race with Vardy a little bit too often in players like that. I mean,
actually,
tough to.
They do 3-5-2.
Yeah, they do good enough for.
They also play Ward-Prowse Armstrong center mid in front of that atrociously slow back line. So it's not a great. Not a great system.
Those guys aren't going to sit in the hole. Those guys are running around and leaving huge gaps in behind them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like who we talked about last week, the 4-4-2 with 2 attacking center mids.
West Ham.
Yeah, that's what Southampton's doing too, kind of.
The midfielders just when Southampton plays West Ham, they just shake hands at the start and they're like, "Yeah, man, I won't track back on you if you don't track back on me." They're like, "All right." Turns into like a game at Chapels.
Yeah.
Finishes 9-8.
9-8, yeah. There we go. Fulham, not much to say on them. I picked up Cavallero this week. Hopefully buries you, Pike, with a couple goals. Probably won't happen.
Hopefully not.
Brighton, West Ham United. Brighton couldn't do it for Sandy last week. And honestly, Brighton, like, I know they stayed up, but it's almost, I mean, they are a good team, Keegs, I agree, but they kind of stayed up because the teams below them were so bad. Like, no one really made a push. If, West Brom had maybe continued their momentum from a couple of weeks ago, Fulham, their momentum from a month ago, then I don't know, Brighton would have been in a bit of trouble, but they stay in the league. I think it could be a turning point for them. I think they might get it done this summer, bring in the people they need. And West Ham obviously had a good season, but if you had to pick right now who has a better season next year, Keegs, Brighton, West Ham.
Yeah, before I get into the darling of expected goals and anything like that, I just want to bring up a stat that shook me, and I'm sure it's going to shock all of you as well. Brighton have the 4th best defensive record in the Premier League.
Yeah, the 4th best, eh?
Well, it's tied for 4th best with a couple teams in there with 41 goals against. But I mean, that honestly, that kind of, that threw me out of the loop a little bit there, and I was pretty shocked to see that. I mean, I think it just comes down to the fact that Brighton just need a striker to put the ball in the back of the net, and then they're going to be looking brilliant. So I think, I mean, I'd have to go with Brighton ahead of West Ham next season. I mean, maybe the Bet365 will listen to this and give me a line that I'll be able to take, because I imagine they'll be decent underdogs in that battle.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's an example of team underperforming versus a team that's overperforming. So next season, hopefully both of them kind of go back to their normals. Well, not their normals, but go back to what should have happened. Brighton's going to be better than them. I mean, West Ham's going to lose Lingard as well. So, I mean, Brighton just needs to sort out their 3-yard captain game, and they're good to go. I mean, obviously they already have the back line, assuming that they keep all their players, which, I mean, I know there's been some interest in Bissouma, who's a really good player, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lingard's probably off to Real Madrid or Barcelona, or basically every big team's in for him probably.
Yeah, only -5 goal differential. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Considering where they are, no kidding.
Usually if they're down there, it's like -40. Like I bet you West Brom and like Sheffield are like -40, -50.
Yeah, West Brom -36, Sheffield -44. Everyone else in that area is like at least -15.
Yeah.
They're losing the close ones. They just gotta learn how to win those close ones, and they'll be off to the races. Gotta learn how to win in this league.
Yeah, too many ties as well.
I think they've had like basically their worst season possible, and they stayed in the league. So if you're a team like Brighton, you have your worst season possible and you stay in the league, I think that's actually a pretty good sign. And yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see them better than West Ham next season, Keegan, with the positive and negative regression towards the mean from each side. There you go.
And they're in every game. They've seen some ball luck, you know?
Yeah.
It's just been miracles after miracles.
They need a good striker as well. I think we talked about this last week, but they need a goal scorer
and a good striker.
Yeah, they're going to be in trouble again because they're just going to fall into the same issues as this season. So,
I think their worst loss was this year, Keegan.
Well, it's got to be the game against Palace. That's the one that comes to mind where Benteke scored that 90+ for it. It was just an unbelievable game, like unbelievable.
Didn't they also lose at home to Sheffield? I think like 1-0 a couple weeks ago. But no, that Palace game does come to mind because they had the ball the whole game. And then Benteke scored like a random prayer of a cross in like the 96th minute.
From Townsend, yeah, I remember that.
I'm sure we can do a whole hour on there if we looked into all of their losses on all the amazing ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
They also had one against Villa. I think Martinez made like 15 saves and no.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, just so many examples. It's actually astounding how many wins they've turned into losses. Anyways, that brings us to Sunday morning, 4 a.m. Don't think I'll be getting up for this one. Then morning after getting up for Leeds, Crystal Palace, Villa, another pretty nothing game. But we got some excitement finally for Aston Villa because Jack Grealish came off the bench today. He's back, Sandy, just in time to save your fantasy season, or a little too late?
Well, I think I'm mathematically eliminated from the title race. I'm not. I'm pretty sure I am. It's a little too late. Too late for my boy Jack 1-2. So now we're just focusing fully on the conspiracy theory and how we can spin this one into something interesting. I don't really have a hot take yet. I'll be working hard this week to connect all the dots, what I think is going on behind the scenes. But since we have our future physical therapist on the pod, we should ask him what the legitimacy of shin injuries are, because that thing kept him out of the line for like 2 months.
Yeah, well, there's a lot. There's a lot of different injuries could be in the anterior portion of your lower leg. Anterior compartment syndrome comes to mind. So
yeah, we're all thinking it.
I was thinking maybe a kid from the streets just ran up and kicked him in the shins, and it was like it just hurt.
like that fucking UFC guy. That's what happened actually. Yeah, or they don't see that.
Anderson Silva?
Yeah. No, the recent one.
But there was a recent one, yeah.
That was grim.
But yeah,
Go ahead, Keegan.
Like I heard that it was a loading injury. Care to explain what the hell a loading injury is?
He was loading up his van. Some kid kicked him in the shins and he dropped everything and then dropped it on his toe, so that hurt too, probably.
Well, it's like the fascia can build up and swell up and kind of hit the nerve in there, and then sometimes when you guys played that Declan guy, he had I'm pretty sure he had anterior compartment syndrome where it became so acute that he had to get surgery to release it, didn't he?
Yeah, that sounds about right. He did have.
Oh yeah, he could have had that where he had it and he had the surgery to release it, and sort of now he's just rehabbing. But that'd be my best guess, because every other injury, on that part of your leg, isn't this long of a recovery.
How long would that put you out for? Because that sounds like it would be months. How long has he been out for?
Well, he's been out for months, no?
Has he?
For so
Probably
long.
2
But
months.
at first it was his calf.
Yeah.
He was rotating injuries a little bit.
It's funny. I've had the two most ambiguous and just confusing injuries the past couple of years.
But at the same time, that's yeah. At the same time, I don't know how reliable, the communication from Jack Grealish himself and his own injury to fucking Fantasy Prem's website, right? So that also, I don't know, someone could be oh, it's his calf or whatever.
Dude, Fantasy Prem's got the sources. They are on the ball.
Well, apparently what tipped off that he was coming back was Prince William's a big Aston Villa fan and made the trip to the training ground, and he asked Jack Grealish, what's up, when you coming back? And he said, yeah, in the next couple games. And that was, I think, last week, and he was right. So we just need to get a Detective Prince William on the case every time. Maybe ring him up and say, hey, man, I need him for fantasy. Can you figure it out?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was like his calf, and then I have no idea. I'm just completely making this up. Could be like a compensation thing, right? I have no idea how that plays in, but that's usually how they go. Just like re-injure it. I wouldn't expect it from such a fucking freak athlete like Jack Grealish, but you know, little chink in the armor, I guess.
Yeah, I think we're getting to see by how big his calves are. They can't pull or stretch. Like they're big, but
just for show, you're saying.
Yeah, well, it has no effect. The muscle mass has no effect on how much you're getting injured.
Jeez, wow. What's the point of it then? Come on, Jack, get those calves
really
a little smaller, but actually more durable.
We've got to start asking, are his calves too big? Start asking the real questions.
Yeah.
Are his calves too big to be a consistent performer? But actually, I wanted to ask you. We talked about this. That dunk red card. We kind of mentioned it. What do you guys think about that play? Like, it's kind of an interesting call, you know, or not interesting call, or clear red card, but like, would you take someone down there?
I think it was too early in the game for him to do it.
Yeah.
60th minute or 55th minute?
I'm not 100% sure he was like, the guy was totally through. I feel like Dunk could have just like ran really fast as he could, instead of kind of like, oh yeah, he's probably through, so I'll just grab him. Like, I feel like he could have hustled more literally and just like at least put him off for the shot.
Like if you can get a hand on him.
Like if you can get a hand on him, like, come on, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't. And I know, I don't know. I thought that he probably, by doing that or taking that action upon himself, I don't know, means that he doesn't trust completely his goalkeeper. And
well, I mean, who's gonna trust their goalkeeper in a 1-on-0 though?
Yeah.
Well, like you have, like those are moments in game that you're gonna have to at least, I don't know, like he's played the game for so long, so he understands that if he does that action, he's getting sent off, right? So now he's thinking, as he's about to do it, either I'm taking a red card or I'm going to try to put the player off or do my best, and hopefully my goalkeeper can make the save. So I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't. Like
what do you guys
1
think?
million percent wouldn't.
Pike Keegan.
I mean, I think I did. That's what I basically did in Vancouver.
Did
when I got that right, like that's kind of what I did too. So I don't know.
What happened? I don't remember.
Who's in net? Who's in net for your team?
Sandy, you're in net.
Oh yeah.
So you didn't trust Sandy?
No, that's what I was trying to defend it. I did trust my goalkeeper, but at the same time, I didn't grab him. I tackled him from behind, but I think
I think like the should have done that. If you're gonna get a red, earn it. You don't want to get on a shirt pull.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, I know it's tough. It's a tough call there. Like, what minute is the minute like where you decide, yeah, okay, it's worth it taking them down versus
fair enough.
80th.
Because mine was like, I remember mine was around the 60th minute as well.
Yeah.
And I was thinking it too, like while I was running, like, do I take this guy down or not?
So you got to think quick and decide, and you don't have much time to do it. So
yeah, it is tough. About half a second to decide.
Yeah.
I think against Wolves, if the bet was Brighton 1-0 in the 60th minute down a man, and it was just like even money, will they win? I would probably take Brighton still against Wolves.
Yeah.
So
Wolves, fair enough.
But yeah.
There you go. Sandy forgives Dunk, even though he cost him $50.
I don't know if I'd be forgiving Dunk.
Quick guy to forgive, Sandy. Always has been. Nice guy.
Forgive, don't forget. I'll be keeping my eyes on him.
All right. Tottenham Wolves. Two teams that are kind of disappointed expectations this season, I think. But actually, you know what? I did have a Palace thing. So we'll go back to Palace quick. Just quickly, Cam. Palace this summer, Palace for like, it seems the past, I don't know, forever have been real patchwork and striker. Like, Benteke, Batshuayi gets a run. Ayew had a decent season last year. Mateta was a guy I think they had. I don't even know if they still have him. Real patchwork. Do they actually bring in like a real every week striker, like an Oli Watkins if you're looking at the other side? Like, Wolves bringing in Jimenez, or are they still going to patch it together with, this is Benteke there next season starting, or they play Zaha up front? Like, is this a Palace makeover? Maybe they lose Zaha. What do you see in them in the future of them this summer?
They definitely need a definite makeover, and I believe that it needs to start with their striker for sure. I like the style of their play and how it complements a striker like Benteke. So if you can have a more consistent striker that's
like a 10 years ago Benteke, basically.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, exactly. So I think that they need to do that. And they have players that, like Wilfried Zaha, Eze is coming into form.
Yeah,
they're really good. Gaeta, I think, is a pretty decent goalkeeper. And their back line is like the classic English hard-hitting back line. So, like, I like all that.
Pike's not tripping that back line, I bet.
No, fuck no way. But yeah, they definitely need to bring someone in. Like, maybe like, I'm trying to think of a striker that's kind of like Benteke, like Hudson Edouard. He'd be like perfect to fit up there, like a big target man that's great in the air, but also is able to put the ball in the net when you need them to. Because Zaha, Eze, those players are great playmakers, and Zaha's for Palace inside the box, probably 75% of the time when he receives the ball. So he's definitely going to get there. You just need someone to finish him off. So yeah, I think they definitely need a makeover. And if they lose Zaha, fuck, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah. But maybe, maybe if they get some money for him, they could take that and, get a couple guys and, get an out and out striker that can put the ball in the net. So
yeah, exactly.
Losing Zaha would be probably bad, but I don't think it would be an absolute death sentence like some people might say.
I don't know. It's weird because it's hard to find. Zaha was a rarity for Crystal Palace,
for sure.
You know what I mean? So it's not like these top players that are going to be Zaha quality are willing to come to Crystal Palace. So even if they do get a lot of money, I still think they're going to be in trouble finding that next Wilfried Zaha that they've relied on for seasons.
Maybe it's Eze who steps up.
Yeah,
he's got a trick or two, kind of similar, but yeah, you never know.
Trying to make a quick point here. I think we kind of take strikers for granted a little bit. Like same with Brighton. We're just like, oh, they just need a good striker, and it's fixed.
Seriously,
like,
how many?
It's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, very, very true. There's not a ton of Chris Woods out there to fill the net every week.
Just grab a championship striker, one of those English championship strikers. Those guys do a job.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree, actually, that you can find some good Woods, Watkins came from the championship.
Yeah.
I still think that
I still think that if Tammy Abraham isn't getting minutes at Chelsea, that he'd thrive at a team like this.
Abraham, I agree.
Abraham's going to be a hot commodity for sure.
Yes, he is. Very true.
The championship.
I still want to see Giroud in a bottom half table team, like Palace, like something like that.
The only issue with Giroud in a bottom half team is just like his lack of pace, and like he needs to have chances. So
that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, if he doesn't really move like outside of the box. So like his movement in the box is actually quick and really sharp, but it's kind of like could be frustrating for a team, chasing the ball the whole game to just have Giroud up there and not really moving.
That's why he fits Brighton so well.
Yeah, that'd be a good team for him.
Mm-hmm. I could see if Giroud goes to Brighton, Keegan will be drafting him nice and early next season. First round, maybe. All right, moving
when
along.
I'm in Division 2.
When you're in Division 2, exactly. Spurs and Wolves. So these teams, pretty disappointing seasons, I think, given expectations. And Spurs have been rumored to maybe be looking at Nuno Espirito Santo as possibly their next manager. I don't know. My thoughts, or what are your thoughts on that, Chris? Would Nuno want to move? Would it be a good signing? Is he a good manager? Would he even want to manage Spurs? Is Spurs even a job that you want to go get? Seems like kind of the right pool that they're fishing at. I don't think they're going to go out and get a huge manager. Would that be a good one?
I think it all depends really on if Kane and Son stay in Spurs, because I think especially with Nuno last year, you saw Jimenez and Traore fucking ball out, and they have two guys attack, and the rest of everyone else just
Literally,
defend.
that is what it is. Yeah.
That's literally just how Mourinho played, and that was fucking shit. And the players didn't really like it. They kind of turned on him. So I think if Son and Kane leave and he sort of has like a fresh team, I think it'd be a good signing. But yeah, I think they're just going to run the same sort of issues if those two stay and they bring in Nuno and he's just playing the exact same way Jose played, where you're just parking the bus and playing boring football and not getting results either.
Well, hang on a sec. Make Doherty great again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would.
Enough.
Well, yeah, if he went to that back three for sure, Doherty'd be a second round pick again in fantasy. But yeah,
It would be out.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be a good signing. I think he would take the job too, just because it's a bigger club.
So wait, you think he would be a good signing?
I thought you were just trash talking it the whole time.
On him,
No, sorry. He would take the job. Like it'd be good for him.
Yeah.
To do. But no, I don't. Again, if Son and Kane stay, I don't think he'd be the right guy for the job.
Fair enough. Yeah, I actually think that's a great point, Chris. I never really had drawn those parallels, but yeah, he is kind of coaching a boring team this year, like Mourinho had coached a boring team that over-reliant on two guys when they were having their success. It was those guys basically carrying. So I think that's a solid point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't got much more on this game. I think the odds for Wolves 6.5. I know they're not great, but I think that might be a little bit tasty to look at. West Brom, Liverpool. I mean, again, not too much here for West Brom. Obviously, Liverpool, they got to win this game if they're right in the thick of the Champions League chase. Actually, I think what are they 2 points back at Chelsea? Pike, do you know off?
They're 3, I think.
3 points off of Chelsea, so definitely got a winnable game here. In terms of this summer coming up, it's looking more and more like it's Mane or Salah who's going to be on the way out. So I'm going to ask everyone, actually. You got two options. Do they both stay? And if they can't both stay, which one do you choose? Which one do you think they go with? Sandy, let's start with you.
I think I don't know. I think Salah. I don't know. I'm a little sus on Manny right now. Kind of had a weird year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we're going to hear more about that from Pike, about how shit Mane's been this year.
Yeah.
Why don't we go to you, Pike? Do they keep them both? Do they sell one? And if so, why is it Salah that they keep?
Yeah, I thought about this one for a bit. So Mane, I just read an article on Mane today. Mane reported he had the worst year of his life and the worst year of soccer of his life. So I think it's gonna be tough to sell him now. Just like sort of get like big money for him. So it all depends really, like, are they like penny pinching or not? Because they can obviously get a lot of money for Salah and then go buy another like great player, whatever position they need. Or Mane, it's going to be tough to sell him. Like they're going to be selling low on him. And I think as much as I was like talking shit about Mane, I think he is still a really good player, and I think he can definitely turn it next season. So honestly, at this point, I would probably sell Salah just for the fact that you're going to get way more money for him. And Mane cannot get any worse right now, so he's gonna eventually turn it around, I think. And he has quality, so
it's true. Buy low, sell high, not sell high, or sorry, buy not. I just mixed myself
not buy
up
high, sell low.
But yeah, exactly. There you go, Pike. That's not an answer I expected from you, but again, you're bringing in solid points here. That's why we're having you on the pod. Hoping your bets follow in this sound logic as well.
Yeah, there's not much logic in betting, so.
Brother Keeks, Mane or Salah? Neither or both?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it really comes down to who you think you can replace. I mean, if you look at their stats, they kind of bring two completely different things to the table. I mean, in terms, you got Salah with 21 goals this year. Mane's only got 9. Salah is obviously the better finisher. He's lethal in and around the goal. Whereas Mane, I mean, you kind of look at the other stats in terms of dribbles completed, key passes, his defensive work, fouls won. He loses possession a lot less often than Salah. So I mean, they kind of complement each other in a way where Mane is kind of the hard hat, do all the work, and then Salah just kind of benefits with all the goals, which is a lot easier than it sounds. And I mean, so you kind of look, Firmino is a lot more of kind of like the Mane, kind of the hard worker. I honestly am not an expert on Jota, but it kind of seems like he's a decent goal scorer. So, I mean, it just kind of comes down to who you can replace because they both kind of complement each other with their different styles of play.
Mm-hmm. Coach Cam?
Yeah, I like what Chris brought up because I was thinking the same thing. Like, they're probably going to sell whoever they can get the most money for. But now I was kind of rethinking it, and I don't think they're going to sell either of them, to be honest. I think they're both going to stay. And yeah, I think that Manny was having goal contributions that I believe were a little bit out of the scope of how he plays last season. So our expectations of Manny, I think, shifted a little bit too highly. So now we're saying like he hasn't been playing very well, and he hasn't been playing well, but he still has done, I think, a decent job in the goal contribution department. Keegan brought up a good point about how he compliments Salah as well. And yeah, I think that I actually believe that they need to find a striker. So I hot take think that Firmino's not going to be around much longer.
There you go. Yep. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, Jota.
Yeah.
Cheeky little goal today.
Who knows? I think given the choice between the two, I think you got to go with Salah. I do think you guys brought up some good points, but I just think like the 20 goals a season he's getting you is just really valuable and probably tough to replace.
He's so clinical. It's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid.
It's
a liability.
Everton versus Sheffield. Again, not a huge game. And like Everton, they tied 0-0 today. Like they had an outside chance at Champions League. They had like a bunch of winnable games in hand. And they just like do these 0-0s. Like beat West Ham 1-0, but like you're never really confident in Everton result. Like you think they haven't been in the Champions League since 2004, 2005, I believe, back when David Moyes was one of the up and coming managers. We all know how that's gone now. Although he's had a bit of a revival, but like you'd think with, teams breaking into Europe, breaking in every year, there's new teams like West Ham going on these runs, Wolves last year, Leicester's obviously cemented themselves in. Do you think Everton will ever make the steps, Andy, or are they just permanently kind of living in 8th place land, 8th to 10th, 7th to 10th, missing out on Europe, kind of just doing nothing all over again every season?
No, I think Everton's just the most predictably unpredictable team ever. The only thing I can think of with Everton is that that football coach. It's he's like the Cardinals coach, something like that. He's like, the Bears are who we thought they are. They're who they thought they are.
Yeah.
And we let them off the hook. That's me like every week with Everton. Just like you know exactly what they are, and yet you can always convince yourself either they might be predictable and they might be able to win a game, or that they're shit and they might lose a game, and you just never know what they're going to be. So you can't predict anything they're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Everton are who we thought they were. I think that's a good line there. And this past weekend, West Ham let them off the hook, but against Aston Villa, right back in, being boring and just mucking up a 0-0 when they needed the 3 points to push for Europe. Boring Everton. They're who we thought they were. I don't know. Anyone else have anything on that one? Or can we move on to the tastiest game of this betting slate?
Let's move on.
Yeah, moving it along. Let's roll on. Chris, Chelsea, they beat Man City away. I mean, that's obviously great. It's got to be a little frustrating that they come back with a loss. They were at home to Arsenal this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating of coming back with that. And I don't know, are you starting to get maybe an ounce of worry in you that they don't make the top 4? This is a Leicester team that, I mean, they're slipping a little bit, but they beat Man United, so you don't know. Maybe they are coming back, and I don't know, they can beat anyone on their day, and you guys do have an FA Cup final. Are you worried about top 4?
I'm worried about top 4 for sure. I think I could see us winning the FA Cup and then losing this game 3 days later for sure. What's nice though, at least if we don't make top 4, that puts all more emphasis on winning the Champions League.
True.
So it's one way to look at it, but yeah, Chelsea loses the games you think they're going to win, then wins the games you think they're going to lose. So it's really tough to like this game. Like I would stay away from it for sure, betting wise. But yeah, I'm definitely worried. Definitely really nervous. We definitely should have beat Arsenal. I think Jorginho lost us the game pretty much. Like like Chelsea's a team when they go 1-0 down, I think it's very tough for them to come back. Just the fact that they're a team that kind of sits, has like some special players they counter with, and
yeah, well then when they go down, and it happened exactly this way against Arsenal from what I saw, like when they're really good against Man City because they can get like Werner, for all you say like, oh well, myself and we say bad about him, like he does get in behind defenses that when you're playing on the counter, he can use his pace to get in behind and cause problems. But against Arsenal, they're sitting deep and he can't get in behind, so he's kind of just the wasteful, not doing anything striker.
Yeah, but Werner didn't play at all against Arsenal.
Oh. Well, there you go.
But no, but even like Pulisic, Mount, Havertz, they love running in behind, love getting behind.
Yeah, I guess Werner's not the only one. Pulisic kind of center.
Yeah, so it's tough for these guys and they don't have the space. And Chelsea's still good at just keeping possession after, like when they get a quick lead, they'll just go side to side the whole time. And so when we concede first, it's very, very tough for us to win games. So it all depends. Like if it's 0-0 at halftime, I'm gonna feel good in that second half. But like I said, if we concede first, it's gonna be very tough for us to win that game.
And I think this is the exact same betting line as it was against Arsenal. Sandy, Keegs, Cam, any interest in Leicester 5.0? I was thinking about doing it for Arsenal, but didn't end up getting there. Anyone like Leicester here?
I'm probably not going to jump on Leicester, but there's a very good chance I bet a draw. I think that, I don't know. I just can see Chelsea playing very cautious in this game because they have a little bit more to lose, I guess, than Leicester.
Yeah, that's true. They don't need to win, but they definitely don't want to lose.
So, right. So I think they're going to be a little more cautious, and I don't know. But they are very good defensively, so I don't think Leicester's going to score. So I can see this game actually ending 0-0.
Yeah, that's a great point, Cam. I think if these teams both tie and then win their next game, I think they both stay top 4. So I can see both teams playing it safe, to be honest.
That's true. That could be a little hidden gem, Cam. Did you?
That actually might be a hidden gem.
Did you look into the odds?
I didn't actually. I was just going to bet the draw, but when I said that out loud, I'm like, I'm actually a genius, so I'm probably going to end up switching to 0-0. Might as well
take a little look here. 0-0 is 10.0. I think I'm going to jump on that, boys.
I might actually put a tenner
on that too.
I might put a tenner on that for $100.
Ooh, he's about to put 1,000 on that. He doesn't care about his bucks.
Sandy, put 500 on that. You'll be out of the hole after when you get the 0-0.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
All right, boys. I think that brings us to the time for the bets, and I got to admit I'm going to go last because I don't have all my bets ready, and I kind of want to take a look while you guys are giving yours. So,
no, dude, I earned that honor to go last with my
I'll go second.
Take that away from me. I'm not gonna lie, my confidence is so shot. I was just gonna sit back and listen to the bets and see what I liked.
Okay, I'll go last then, or I'll go second last then. Brother Keegs, why don't you lead us off? You're always a solid bettor. Provide, get a solid meal for your family again here. What you got?
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking at this Newcastle. I had this bet earlier in the midweek at 12.0, and it's still there. So I mean, I'm not saying don't count this towards my bets because the line shifted, but I didn't even know I had that bet and I just saw it. So I guess I am. I lied to you guys earlier when I said I'm gonna forget that game existed. But moving on to the important stuff. I feel like I'm really gonna hurt myself for doing this, but I'm gonna take Leeds over Burnley here. I mean, Burnley's, we know who they are. Sandy's got that in my mind. So, I mean, I think they're done for the season, and Leeds are always. I don't think Bielsa would let them break.
Burnley doesn't go to the beach. They got a bunch of pale white boys. They don't like going to the beach.
Yeah,
they don't wrap it up.
You know what? That's a good point.
They play it out. Houses. They getting second jobs this summer. They're on construction sites hacking dirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're painting the picket fences for sure.
And then we're going to move to the next game. We're going to take Fulham there. Both teams nothing to play for. And I think, kind of like Fulham in that spot. And then we're going to take Brighton as the last game. And then I kind of like that Saturday slate. So I'm going to double down and parlay each of those games all together. So hopefully I can get a huge Saturday result. We're going to take Villa over Crystal Palace. We're going to take Wolves over Spurs at 6.5. Love the spot there. And then we're going to get some chalk on our boots with a $10 Merseyside parlay.
Get some chalk on your boots.
And then I'll buy that 0-0 Chelsea Leicester draw from you guys for $5.
There you go, brother Keegs. Not bad. Getting some chalk in your boots, son. All right. I actually do have my bets ready here, so I'll jump in with mine. And I'm looking at it, and this is going to be a very boring slate, but I have got a lot of draws this week. And I'm looking at these Saturday games. All the draws, all the teams, pretty even. The draw is 3.6 in all of them. So I'm going to take a draw, $5 on a draw in each of those games. If you win one, you're plus money. If you win two, you're looking fantastic for the week. So hopefully at least one of those games, which are all pretty even teams, ends in a draw. So I'm liking that. I'm going to also go with a draw the next morning, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa. This has got boring game written all over it. Maybe a 1-1. I was close to doing the 0-0, but I can't do 2 0-0 draw bets in a week. So I'm just going to bet a draw in that one. I like that, Keegs. I'm going Wolves as well, 6.5. You said it, good spot. Let's go with Wolves, $5. And then, I'll jump on. I'm going to double down Chelsea Leicester to draw, cautious game. Chelsea Leicester to draw 0-0, $5 on each of them. Let's feast this week, boys. Let's get this back into a positive with Chelsea Leicester 0-0. Chris Pike, what you got for us?
I got $10 on Burnley winning, $10 on Chris Wood scoring.
Oh.
I'm also gonna jump on Wolves. I'll put 10 on Wolves winning as well, and I'll put $20 on 0-0 Chelsea Leicester.
Oh, Pike's coming to play. What are the odds on Wood?
It was only 2.4 or something, but
I mean,
I got to stick with my guy
because they know he's gonna score.
Yeah, exactly.
All righty.
Free
money, Pike. Who we got now? We got Coach Cam next. Coach Cam.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna disclaimer for my fam: you're either eating well or we're scrapping again outside with the raccoons.
They know the routine. You don't need to tell them.
Yeah, this one especially. So, 1 sec. Okay, so I'm gonna parlay Brighton and Villa to win. I don't know. I think Brighton's due for a win, so I'm gonna parlay those two. I'm going to put 50 on City to beat Newcastle. Yeah. I'm gonna put 50 on there. Yeah, that's good because I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be doing a Coach Cam special. I'm gonna have Chris Wood to score first, but Leeds to win.
Decent spot for that one, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that, and then I'm also going to double down like Liam did, but I'm gonna put 10 because I already have it down. I have 10 on Chelsea Leicester draw, and then I'm also gonna put 10 on the 0-0. And I'm gonna throw a cheeky 5 on Fulham as well, actually, because I was gonna bet them, and then I was like, nah. But then after Keegan bet them, I'm gonna jump in with that.
I had to ruin my bet, eh? No way it'll hit for both of us.
Yeah, it's hitting. Well, we're feasting. A lot of us have the same bets, so we're feasting.
You feasters out this weekend, feasting.
Chris Wood can score, and then Leeds win, and then Chris can get paid out. I can get paid out. City can win. I can get paid out. Chelsea Leicester draw 0-0. Where I might buy the keg restaurant after this week for the family.
Cam, don't be selfish. If Man City win, you only get $12 back. If Newcastle win for me, I get 60. So don't be selfish.
Okay, that's true. I was really close to putting 100 down on City, but then I did that already once, and I don't know if it's. And I want to save some money for the very last week, the very last game.
It kind of speaks to how we've grown or maybe our trust is as diminished as I feel like the first couple weeks of this season. There's no chance someone wouldn't have had this Liverpool Man City parlay and just put like, I don't know, $30 on it at 1.5, maybe even throw in a third team like a Tottenham there or something. But we've just been burned by parlays, and we don't get as much chalk on our boots as Keegan just has.
I know what I'll actually do, because I did this last time. I'll actually also put 5 on West Brom beating Liverpool.
There you go.
Because I did that before and it paid out. So.
All righty. Sandy, you've listened, you studied. What's your master plan this week to get back to relevancy?
Please don't pick any of my bets.
He's doing the nil for sure.
I honestly wasn't a huge fan of the bets this week, boys. So I don't know.
Yes. All right, boys.
Boys, we're winning. We're winning.
Yeah, you guys are idiots. I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking about swinging for the fences, but I've decided that I'm currently on the beach now with my betting season. So at this point, I'm going into damage control mode. I don't want to sink the pot any more than I already have. So I'm just gonna keep it simple. But I got a few fun ones for myself. I'll ride with the Chelsea Leicester 0-0. See if we can all jump on one of those. It's always fun when we have one in the pod.
And then there's a goal 5 minutes in, and we're all like, "Oh,
yeah." Like the Liverpool United game today.
Yeah.
Especially since we have to wait for Tuesday for it to happen.
Yeah. We'll all be negative and we'll be like, well, if the 0-0 hits, boys, we're golden.
We're good. And there's gonna be like a third minute penalty, and Salah's gonna score. And we're gonna go back.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna go with Shea to score. When it rains, it pours with that man, and he's hot right now. So gotta get on it.
Odds?
3-1. 3.
Nice.
And I'm gonna go with a Everton Spurs parlay.
Oh God. That stinks so bad.
I actually feel really good about it. I don't know what you're talking about.
This two just super unpredictable.
Yeah, but Wolves are not going to win 2 games in a row, and Sheffield sucks. So I don't know. Pretty sound logic, you ask me.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to be keeping. Well, I really want to bet Villa now that Grealish is back. But I feel like he won't start. So I might call an audible in that one, but we'll see. But I'm going to stay off it for now. Just going to keep it light, nice and light. Nice little light dinner for the board night.
Hammer the draw halftime, Villa full time.
Yeah. Come on, score the winner.
Don't hate it. We'll see.
Yeah, and then bet Grealish to score last as well.
That's a cheeky idea, Cam. I don't know. I'm not confident with Grealish. He might just not even play this weekend.
Might have another load on his calf. Swinging a little too much. All right, guys. I think those are some good bets. I'm feeling confident. Huge fantasy matchup for me against Pike this week. Pike, I haven't been able to win in weeks, so hopefully you can let me have this one. I know Coach Cam also hasn't been able to win in weeks, so I've been a lucky guy with him chasing me. But now we got my dad in the mix. So I don't know. It's our fantasy season's coming down to it. Best fantasy league in the world, though. It's so competitive. So we'll see what happens with that. Congratulations to Patrick Van Bellingham. He's coming up next season. Already clinched first place, so he'll be in the Div 1 next season. He said he's setting out for a vengeance since we apparently ditched him after he was already always good in fantasy. So he's pissed. He's coming up with a vengeance. Brother Keegs might be taking his place, but down in Div 2, it's looking like a Kieran or Keegan in Div 2. This is perfect. 2 rivals. Two brothers going at it for a spot to stay in the best league in the world. The loser faces the ignominy, some word like that, ignominy. Too bad Kieran isn't here to tell me that word that I'm searching for, but the embarrassment of going down to Div 2. Keegs, surely you're not confident in your team, but do you think you can at least beat Kieran out? You're a point ahead of him.
I have absolutely no confidence, and I've already started to accept my fate a little bit, and I'm just hoping that maybe Division 2 will be able to restore the fun in fantasy for me. So kind of looking forward to it.
He's just looking. Well, there you go. Keegan's already a defeated man. Just gonna be looking for looking. It's like when you I don't know. Like a guy transfers to like a lower league team or like his hometown team. And he's just like, I'm just trying to find the joy back in the game.
Yeah,
back
exactly.
to grassroots next year.
You're in a pretty good spot though, because you can.
No.
Yeah. Yes, you are, because like your matchups aren't even that difficult. You play.
All the bottom half teams are doing so well though right now. So
yeah, except me. I've lost like 4 in a row.
Like, you play Cody this upcoming week.
Yeah,
so
but I have no players
team
alive.
Oh, fair.
Keegan, this could be
Actually,
a dead parallel to Newcastle Fulham. Right now, you're just plummeting. Everyone's hating on you. Kieran's Fulham. They're on the up and up. They had a few good results in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also
Kieran's
true.
betting favorite to get promoted, and then all of a sudden you're just gonna get a result here. The Tide's
Yeah,
gonna
we
swing.
should get a line on that to be
Yeah.
relegated. Kieran versus Keegan. We're a betting podcast. Let's set it right now. I'm gonna set the line at to be relegated. Keegan is 1.8. Kieran is 2.0. It's close, but Keegan is the slight favorite to get relegated.
You're
Really?
Keegan's the favorite.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, to be relegated.
Look at the form table, Cam.
I don't look at the form table often. Even when I do my pickups, the form, I don't think I've ever actually scrolled to sort by form ever, to be honest. But like Keegan's up by 1 point, so he just can win out. Like obviously that's easier said than done, but he's No, I'm just saying.
He could also lose out.
Yeah, you're right. But he's in the driver's seat, I believe. I don't know. Like,
well, you'll have to lodge.
I'm putting 5. I'm putting 5 on. So if Keegan's at 1.8,
what's me to stay in the league?
So yeah, you to stay in the league.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you just bet on Kieran to be relegated because I don't think anyone else down there is in trouble, right?
Oh, it's pretty tight. I think Mike's in there, Cody's in there.
Mike's still in the relegation conversation.
Oh no, he's not.
Never too big to go down.
No. The only
he's not safe yet. Well, yeah.
No, Mike. I know Mike's pretty much safe.
Mike and Dave are both 6 points ahead from relegation.
Yeah.
They would have to lose all 3. And
Cody's
Cody's
in there.
And Mike plays Keegan still. So
No, he doesn't.
Impossible. Yeah, he
Mike
does,
has the second most points in the league.
Or I don't know. And Mike still plays Liam, I'm pretty sure. And Cody plays Keegan. And Cody plays myself as well. So Cody actually could be going down.
Cody is only 3 points basically above Keegan because Keegan has a way higher point total than him.
Yeah, but you can't make up 4 points. It's not like I'm going to tie another game.
But you play Cody, and I also play Cody. So if we do a double,
so yeah, I guess 2 L's and you get 2 wins.
If we do the daily double, Keegan, then you can leapfrog Cody. Actually,
Coach Cam's talking like he's got a team that actually wins.
Yeah, look at my team this week. I have 5 Leeds players, 2 City players that get rotated. Connolly, Brewster, and El Ghazi.
Yeah, okay. Your team's not the best. Yeah,
right.
My team's also not the best. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Pike, you're comfortable mid-table finish for you. Looking to maybe get into the top half of the table, win $10.
Yeah, it'd be nice to make some money for once. It's tough. The mid-table is so packed. Like these next 3 games are going to be. I'm going to say no. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to be in the money.
But solid
Chris,
season.
can you do me a favor and beat Liam though?
I'm sure I'll win that game and lose the next 2. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine with me. That's okay with me.
All righty, guys. I think that's going to do it. Big thank you from myself, from Coach Cam, Coach Chris as well. Brother Keegs, Sandy, we're going to be winning some money this week. Hop on us again. And thanks for listening to Banter Bets and BPL. Editing coming soon next season. We're finishing this one strong. And then with all the money we've won, we'll invest into some editing classes for Sandy.
I heard 905 Shooter's available too.
Shooter could be available. Yeah. He can help us
We
out.
don't want him associating with our brand whatsoever.
Too much shooting he's been doing.
We'll find never mind.
All right. Banter Bets and BPL. This will be a positive betting podcast. You can guarantee it. We're winning some money this week. We didn't throw out a great grandma lock, but that Chelsea Leicester game 0-0, boys. It's I think that's a solid, as good of a 10 or a 9-1 bet as you'll see this weekend. So I'd strongly recommend getting on that one. That's the chef's recommendation here from all of us. So get on that, win some money. Thanks for listening, and see you guys again next week.